Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Honeybee Farmstead. I'm Mel and I'm milking super late today because the weather has been atrocious. It's been pouring down, and actually the girls weren't waiting for me this morning when I came out, so I waited till they came up, letting me know when they want to be emptied. So we're just milking Deirdre now. Part of the routine. She goes first, Bonnie goes second, Valley goes third. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to do a little race around and check on everyone. It is horrible, horrible cold weather. We've got to feed the baby calves, we've got to feed the chickens, the piglets, we've got to feed the big pig up the top. Today's Tuesday, so there's nothing major happening after school, which is excellent. Means we can just chill and do our own thing. Grace has been sick for a couple of days, so we're just going to rest. I'm organising my bedroom and doing all inside-y chores. I'm actually thinking I might make cheese today, so if I do, I'll make sure that I document it all and take you with me. Look at this weather, would you? So dreary and rainy and yucky. But how awesome is it that I can talk to you guys and the only sounds we can hear are some pretty happy pigs getting about and some chickens. We don't have any noisy guinea fowl happening, no fighting turkeys. They're all up the back in the big new enclosure, and they're all doing really well actually. If I turn you guys around, I'm just going to come over here, dodge all my washing. I love that this milking room doubles as a laundry sort of drying room, because otherwise I would not have dry clothing. And as you know, we have a big family, so that would be difficult. Oh, Bonnie, she's gone to the toilet. Check this out. You can see it from my milking shed. The turkeys and the geese and the guinea fowl are all up there, as well as my Barnevelders. Oh, you girls, I'm so sorry. It's horrible weather, isn't it? Hey? This is as mild as it has been all day, and that's why we're super late milking. It's 10 o'clock. Now, we normally milk on a work day. I would normally milk at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And on a, like, when I've got days off and I'm not working, I milk by 8 o'clock. So, yeah, it's quite late. And they're being very understanding, and I'm sure they didn't want to be. Well, Bonnie wants to come in now because it's raining. Good morning, beautiful. Don't do it. It's Deirdre's turn. Back out. Back out. It's Deirdre's turn. Back out. Good girl. Back out. Your turn is in a minute. I've made up your breakfast. We're nearly there. We just have to wait for Deirdre to come out. Okay? And then maybe I'm going to go make some cheese with your big, beautiful milk load that... Oh, we're dripping again. The problem with not being consistent, and I know that I always go on about being consistent in these videos, as much as you possibly can, you should, but you know what? You can't get around some of these weather events and, you know, other things that occur. So you've just got to do the best you can. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, so the weather's still really bad, and I have a huge amount of milk here, as you can see. It's probably, I'd say, 9, maybe 10 litres. So I'm going to make a very, very easy cheese that I found on a YouTube channel I watch. It's called Living Traditions Homestead. I'm going to link it below for you. And I've also converted their recipe to Australian measurements. So wish me luck. This is the first time I'm doing this one. The reason I like it is because it doesn't require a whole heap of extra stuff like the mesophilic and the rennet and all those sorts of things that you'll hear tossed around with cheeses. Now, I have ordered that stuff and I do have it in the fridge, but I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm kind of terrified of using it and stuffing up. I am a bit, like, I hate failing. So this is going to need, so they say a gallon, and Yeah, so we're doing 4 litres. I'm going to double it, quadruple it actually probably. So it's like 4 litres to 1/3 of a cup of white vinegar and a tablespoon of salt. So I have some beautiful local, like West Australian lake salt. The thing with the salt is to just not have ionized salt. So this is perfectly fine. The other thing you need is some cheesecloth. This is obviously just been cleaned. That's why it's wet. And a colander or strainer to strain the cheese when it's done. I do have a whole heap of other cool stuff. Like I bought this cheese press. It's all in bits. I've got heaps of different cheesecloth, and I'm going to keep making cheeses. But I just want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way and I'm not giving you guys bad advice. So yeah, I've got a whole heap of things, but let's just do this one together today. Fingers crossed it works out, because this is the first time I'm doing it too. So if it works out, we'll do a taste test with the kids, and I'll let you guys know so that you can know whether to try it or whether to just like have a good laugh at me, and we'll move right along to something. I do have a lady that's been making cheeses flat out that I'm friends with on Facebook, and she has offered for me to come to her house and learn how to make different types of cheeses. I'm definitely going to do that, but obviously I need to find a solid day of time where we're both available. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because we're definitely going to be doing that. So I'm measuring it out. This is room temperature milk that we milked this morning, so it's fresh as. This is a 2 litre bottle. So I hope I'm going to try and get, well, I know you've definitely got 8 litres here, so 8 litres, and that means we're timesing the recipe by 4. I literally spilled probably 9 litres of milk all over my floor. That's why the video cut so quickly. I just cleaned up the biggest mess. Now, I just want to quickly say to everyone I've been talking to about making cheese, they said, just do it, it can't be that hard. I think I might have built it up in my head a bit too much, because I have never, ever, ever dropped milk. And now that I really need it, I drop it. So I'm a bit flustered. I've just cleaned up a massive mess of disaster, and we're going to get back on with this. Like, I've got a ton of milk out in the fridge. I'll just use that. It's going to take longer to do it because it needs to get to a certain temperature. And that's straight out of the fridge is going to cause that. That's why I kept this from milking just at room temperature. So let's get on with it. I've got a hot soapy sink there because in the video that Living Traditions did, they did say as you finish using things, wash them quickly, because it kind of turns into cement if you don't get it cleaned quick. So I've got a hot soapy sink with my new and amazing doTERRA dishwashing liquid. I'm going to go out to the fridge now and quickly bring in some more milk. So try to mix up all the cream, because we want the cream to be in the milk. Need the cream, all the cream. We want a really creamy cheese. So when we run off our milk, we don't separate any of the cream. If we want to make butter and things, we just suck it off the top with like, yeah, it's just been cleaned. So turkey baster, just suck it straight off the top. We haven't gone and got the cream separator yet. There is other ways to do it, like you can put them in jars that have a wider mouth, so you can just scoop it off with a spoon and separate it that way. But yeah, we've just been using our turkey baster. We made butter not that long ago. Actually, Alex made butter. He did a really good job. He used the Thermomix, and which is quite the privilege. I don't let him use my Thermomix normally. I don't like anyone using my Thermomix because I'm quite picky with how it gets cleaned. Because we've done 8 litres, we've done it in here. That's got 8 litres in it. We're going to need 4 of these 1/3 of a cup measures, and we're going to need 4 of these tablespoons of salt. I've just put it in this little container here. We're just going to keep it moving so it can't stick to the bottom and get it up to the right temperature. So I'm going to keep moving the milk. I'm going to add the vinegar until it's almost about to boil, which is around the 200 Fahrenheit or 95 Celsius. But you don't want it boiling. Quite laborious, this job. In the meantime, check out how well I'm healing. Get in closer. See all the bruising? That's from when Crazy Bonnie picked me up with her horn. The whole point here is to try and learn as many of the old ways as we can to try and support our family's health and well-being in a really natural way with like raw products as we can get. There's not much you can get at the shop these days that's good for you, that's for sure. Okay, as you can see behind me, I've got my colanders set up with the cheesecloth in them. I've also measured out my 4 lots of vinegar because we quadrupled the recipe. So I've got 4 1/3 cups, meaning it's 1 1/3 cups all up. The milk has reached a temperature, so I'm going to get Jackson to help me by pouring the vinegar so I can stir it. Put that there. Turn that off. All right, baby. I'm going to stir it gently because we're stirring it gently. You're pouring it gently, okay? So I'm going to pull this thermometer out. Put that there. Okay, ready? Just gently pour. Pour it all in. Thank you, darling. Good job. Now, see how that's starting to separate pretty much immediately? And you're going to be left with curds and whey. See that? Kinda, it's hard to see with the steam. Sorry guys, trying to concentrate on videoing and stirring. There we go, see that? That's just white vinegar and milk at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that I've stirred it and it's all through, I'm going to leave it for probably 10 minutes and I'm going to check back out in with you guys and show you. This liquid should be like, should go darker. That's the whey. So we're going to separate off the whey from the curds. Now the milk that I used was full cream. Look at that. Look at that. Full cream milk. Looks like I'm going to be getting a lot of cheese. While we're waiting, so I'm going to wait 10 minutes, but while we're waiting, I've got some ideas out here. So I was thinking mixed herb and sun-dried tomatoes. So I'll get those out and slice it, like chop them up really into small bits, mix a bit through the cheese. Then I've got the wasabi and chive. I've got pepper, that's my pepper grinder. So I'm going to do just pepper, and then I'm thinking walnut and maybe apricot. But yeah, that's just a few flavours you could do because it's quite, listen to the kids yelling at each other. just a few flavours you could do, but you know what I'd love? If you do try this, comment below about the flavours that you did, or if you haven't tried it but you can think of some other flavours that I might like, and also the kids might like, please also comment below. I was thinking maybe a jalapeno flavoured one, but whether that would be too strong a flavour, someone left the fridge open, whether that would be too strong a flavour for such a mild cheese, who knows. So I'll check back in with you in a minute and we'll get on to the next part. Okay, see the colour of the whey? Look at all those curds. Now we've got to strain them off. So I'll set up the camera so that you guys can see that part. I've got the biggest one here and I've got it over a jug because I want to do some research and see how I can use the whey. If I don't find a way to use the whey that suits us, then I will just probably feed it to the piglets, the two girls that we're growing up to be our breeders. But I reckon I'll be able to find a way to use it. So I'm going to bring the pot over. It's very heavy. All right, check this out. Wow. I'm going to do the rest in the other one. I'm just going to put this stuff out of the way and show you guys what it looks like. Look at that. Doesn't that look great? I'm going to let it drain and cool, and then we squeeze the cloth and get as much of the whey out as we can. We need all the liquid out to make it really good. And then we'll add the salt and stir it through, and that'll bind it together because salt draws out liquid as well. It's quite a bit, you'll see there's quite a bit of liquid in there. I wasn't expecting that because I hand scooped it out. So you can see there's actually quite a lot of liquid. And I was stirring constantly. If you didn't stir constantly, that would be completely burnt on the bottom. And I think we've gotten away with that. That's fine. There is no smell to the cheese like there's. Can I have that, please? Yeah, you can help. You can help. There is no smell to it like burnt or anything like that. We're just going to let this sit for now. While we do, I'm going to look up some things that we can use our leftover whey for. And we might get cracking on that as well. Hopefully be able to show you guys how to use the leftover whey.
Cheese! Cheese!
There's a whole heap of things apparently that you can do with leftover whey. But I think this lot is going to be stock in soup. Apparently it makes it very velvety and smooth and buttery and delicious. And I don't doubt it. So I'm going to make a soup or something, considering the weather. But we've left this sitting now, and it's, look at that, sort of, it's, yeah, like rubbery. See that there? What I might do is get a silver bowl and I'll add the salt to it, and so I can use my fingers to mix it, and then I'll press it. I think I'll have to squeeze it a bit to see if any of the whey comes out. It's like No, that's not true. That's going to be actually really nice. Check this out. It's quite springy. So,
Is that if I dropped this on there, it was being gone down?
Alright, now, I know this seems like a lot of salt, but in Living Traditions, they did 4 tablespoons. So I'm going to do 1, 2. Now, mix it through. Still too hot. Mix it through. Alright, so I found a use for the whey.
So I was thinking of blitzing it up.
Listen, I made a soup. It's got like I fried bacon and onion and garlic till the bacon was like crispy brown, and then I added like pretty much all the veggies I had in the fridge because tomorrow is my shopping day. So what I was gonna do was put the blitzer through it and like make it into a creamy soup because I added whey instead of stock. I just put a little bit of powdered chicken stock for a bit of salt. But whey's already got salt in it because when I made the cheese I salted it and then I kept that whey as well. So yeah, I think I'll serve the kids and then I'll blitz it because I'd rather eat it creamy.
Save some Farmstead.
Yeah, we are.
Look, I wasn't going to blitz it till it was like fully smooth. I just want some smoothness in it, you know? Because I added heaps of potato. It's kind of like a potato and leek soup, but it's got celery, carrot, some extras, thyme.
I'll tell you what, if you could smell this.
It smells really good.
It'd be
It's very delicious. But
That's why I don't want blitzed.
another one of the good things is that we've used the whey. It didn't go to waste. It didn't go to the pigs. It's all good. So, serve everyone dinner, get them off to bed. And I'll show you the cheese. Well, this is just one of them. I decided to put the other one in the press just to get it square and solid and all the liquid out. But if you have a look at this one, it's actually really, really firm. Like I'm pressing quite firmly on it. It smells amazing. The kids have already been picking at it, as you can see. And let me get a little bit. I'm going to slice it. It's really nice. I thought that amount of salt would be way too much because we don't use a lot of salt, but it isn't too much. It's actually perfect. It's got a really good flavour. It's actually quite a nice texture too. We're going to get some crackers and have it with some fresh tomato or cherry tomatoes on crackers and just enjoy it plain. I didn't end up mixing up any other flavours. I just want to try it plain for now, and then eventually I'll do all that later. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I am going to add a little clip at the end of the outro, just having a bit of a charcuterie board and some wine, and yeah, hopefully inspiring you to do it as well. It is so much fun. It's a great way to spend a rainy day. I really enjoyed my time. I had my little girl sick on the couch, so she could still hear my voice. She doesn't like me to go anywhere when she's not feeling well. So yeah, and it's, you know, something a little bit different. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe below. Listen to me, I had a glass of wine. Subscribe below. Share it with your friends if you think they'll enjoy it, and make any comments. And until the next video, don't be cheesy. Have a great night.
Don't be cheesy, Mum.
Wait, that was cheesy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Alright guys, take care and we'll see you on the next video. Bye for now. promised that we would try this on camera. You know, like it's been a couple of days now, so this video I've been editing and waiting a couple of days for the verdict. So here we are. That's the square block that I got pressed. That's the square block that I had pressed in the cheese press, and this is the one I molded with my hand. Now it's like a crumbly soft cheese. I've got some crackers here, and of course
the vino.
No, red wine. So, and I'm going to have any of this without my gorgeous husband. So I'm going to put some cheese on a cracker for him, because he didn't even realize we made cheese. I didn't tell him. And we are going to grab your cracker, grab your cheese.
Ooh.
No, I left one on the bench there for you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, ready? Cheers. Honest? No flavour. That's my honest opinion.
No, that's got flavour.
It's creamy, like it's cheesy. It's salty. It's got flavour. But I think my original idea to add like wasabi and chive flavouring or cracked pepper and that sort of thing during the curing process.
You want to try a little bit without
the cracker. Better. The cracker pairing was great.
cracked pepper crackers. That cheese.
Yeah. Tomato.
Mm-mm.
Maybe I should have some wine. It's been a day. So, that wasn't unpleasant at all. It wasn't the best cheese I've ever had.
It was just interesting, first time having it.
And this cheese was made, as you guys know, with vinegar and salt. That's it. It didn't have rennet. It didn't do any of the other things. It's just my first shot. So, verdict for a first go.
Hell yeah, I reckon I'll crack pepper in there, like start adding stuff into it.
Yeah. And it was, it was really good for a first go. I definitely will eat it. It's definitely going to go in, maybe in some recipes as well.
I reckon.
Oh, yum. In pasta, you can crumble it up on top of lasagna. So yeah, the verdict is good. It's not the best cheese I've ever had, but it's definitely worth doing. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope to make a lot more of them with different cheese flavorings, different types of cheese, all that sort of stuff. Lots of wine drinking. And if you did like the video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, comment below, and comment below and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for joining us, and until the next video, bye for now.